Um, Hello. This is a book review about The Subterraneans by Jack Kerouac. And I just finished it. It was shorter than I thought because in the edition I have, I don't know if there's more, pick was at the end, so I thought it was longer, and then suddenly it was, and then I checked, and I didn't read it until when I was almost finished with it. I read that, it's also included, it also includes pick, so that was surprising. And here's my food. It's only 95 pages. That's nothing. I don't know why I spent so much time on it, because I didn't spend a lot of time with it, obviously, because it's very short, but I started reading it when I was a couple months ago, and then I kind of stopped because I was just bored with it, but this time I followed through and finished it. So obviously it's not the best. When I read On the Road, I couldn't put it down, and just read the whole thing in one go, which is fitting because he writes the whole thing in one go, or pretends to anyway, so it's good to read everything quickly too, I think. And I read this fairly quick, and I liked it. I thought it was a good book. He writes very pretty. His descriptions are very. He reads like poetry, basically, and I like that. Although, again, with Maggie Cassidy, there's the problem of there's just a bunch of words that I'm not that familiar with, so it becomes a bit difficult, but still readable, as opposed to Burroughs. I'm probably gonna wait a while until I attempt reading Naked Lunch again, because that didn't work out at all. So now I'm gonna borrow it. I have to buy Visions of Cody because it's not in the library. The library doesn't have it, so I have to buy the book. And I really hope they sell it somewhere, because I hate ordering stuff online. I might just, maybe I have to order it online, but I have to read it because I love Neil Cassidy, and I was very sad with Subterraneans that it didn't mention him much. And then I also read Maggie Cassidy because I thought it was going to be about Carolyn Cassidy, or a bit, and maybe a bit about Neil Cassidy, but that name wasn't, because I don't like reading. I don't like knowing what I'm about to read, kind of. I kind of just okay, I know, Jack Kerouac. I like the name, The Subterraneans. I like the name of the book. I'm gonna read it. So I was just hoping that Maggie Cassidy would be about that. So I was a bit disappointed, but I really liked Maggie Cassidy. I really did. The Subterraneans were. It was a good book. There was a couple lines written down because I really liked them. Well, actually, not that many. But again, I was happy. It became way more exciting to read when he started hanging out with Adam Morad and Frank Comrade, because they're Allen Ginsberg and William Burroughs. So I was like, yay, my boys! But Marju Fox was cool person. Jack Kerouac views on women are interesting, to put it that way. But I don't like Jack very much. I think he's lame. I mean, I like the other ones way more. He's rude, and I mean, they all ended up being terrible people in the end, like pedophiles and all that. But he was just... So, I mean, I shouldn't... If I say I love Allen Ginsberg, I shouldn't say I don't like Jack because of how they ended up in their later years. But I don't know. But I'm happy Jack is... I loved On the Road, and I'm looking forward to Visions of Cody because I love Neil Cassidy so much, and I'm looking forward to reading about him again, because that's what I realized. This is what I've been missing. Like when I read Maggie Cassidy and the Subterraneans, I was missing like the excitement of being like, haha, Karl Marx, but that's Allen Ginsberg. That's so funny that you're making fun of him for being like a communist or whatever, and just I was surprised that they hang out with Sam Wedder, because that's Lucian Carr. They hang out with him a bit, but yeah, it was. I'm just on a roll. I'm just reading everything Kerouac now. So yeah, I like how he writes, even though it's very annoying because I have to do stuff sometimes. I'm not just sitting reading, and but then the book doesn't allow me to take breaks because there's no breaks. There's like comma. Finally, like the sentence is done, but there's barely any chapters or paragraphs. It's just everything is just one never-ending wall of text, which makes it very difficult to like take a break and do something like, oh, I got a message, but I'm gonna check my phone after I read. Oh, the next chapter is like in 50 pages though. But yeah, that was kind of a bit annoying. But anyway, and here's a book. I can't make. I should just hold it here because I can't make it I can't speak today. So you can see here Lucian Carr and Allen Ginsberg, and they say that's Jack, but honestly it kind of looks like Corso. But I mean, I guess it is Jack. I mean, yeah, I can see it. It is Jack. It's just he looks kind of ugly there. And Corso, or Yuri in the book, was he kept describing him as handsome and all the girls wanting him, and maybe all the girls did want him, but he's not handsome, and he never was. I mean, that is a very intellectual opinion I have about this book. But yeah, I don't think Corso was that, and it's unfortunate that they had to crop out Burroughs, because in this picture of them, Burroughs looks very handsome. It's a very good picture of Burroughs. But I really like this book. I would recommend it. I think now I've read 3 Kerouac books, and I think On the Road is still on top. Maggie Cassidy probably beats this one. Yeah, I think Maggie Cassidy. I got more into that one. I did. I definitely. I mean, maybe I'll feel different tomorrow, because some books you kind of need to give a day to think about, or like to feel or remember, and you realize, oh, I thought I didn't like this book, but now I kind of miss reading it, you know. And that was kind of me with Maggie Cassidy, so maybe I'll like this book more tomorrow because I literally just finished this book and went home, and now I'm gonna go to the library and get the Dharma Bums because I've heard that one is kind of easy, and I'm really dumb, and I kind of want to relax my mind a bit, and not just jump in and read like Big Sur or something, although I'm getting there, and I have to figure out if they sell Visions of Cody somewhere because I need to. I gotta read about my love, the love of my life, Neil Cassidy. I love him. Okay, should I say something smart about this book? I've talked about how it's written, but it's just like typical Kerouac style, because this one was written like... That's actually interesting because he's talking... Oh, one thing that's funny is how, in both Maggie Cassidy too, but in all of his book I realize he's just such a... Is the term latent homosexual? I don't know what that means. But he is, anyway. I feel bad for him. Because this man is very bisexual and very homophobic. And that must suck, but still douche, though. Maybe that's probably... He's like one of the few people, the stereotype of, oh, you know the homophobes actually gay themselves? That's this dude, this Jack right here. He's the homophobe that actually sleeps with men and kind of falls in love with them. He probably had a bit of a crush on Neil, at least. I don't know if he liked Alan back. I mean, Alan liked him. And Neil and Alan were actually in love, but that was a bit complicated, you know, because... Well, I don't know if I should get into that. Talking about Jack Kerouac, though, and On the Road, when I was mentioning On the Road, the casting was very good for him in Kill Your Darlings. Very good casting. Amazing. I mean, of course I love Daniel Radcliffe, but like that was... I thought, I don't remember, the guy who played in Alvin and the Chipmunks, who was playing Allen Ginsberg's father. Did he have... Because Allen Ginsberg... Oh my god, Allen Ginsberg shares my birthday, and so does his brother. They're both born on the same day as me. That is so nice. Like, that is very important. But his father, was it something with an L? How do I not remember? Because he was a poet too. What's his name? Anyway. Louis? No. I don't know. Anyway. His father the guy who played Alvin and the Chipmunks, who also played Allen Ginsberg's father, hella looked like Allen Ginsberg in his older days. Like, he should definitely get the role of Allen Ginsberg if they ever make a movie about him being old. But also Dane DeHaan. I mean, Lucian Carr is known for his beauty, so casting the most beautiful man alive today to play him is, of course, a very good choice of actor. Yeah, such a pretty movie, so visually pleasing, and it's raining today. And okay, Subterraneans. I don't know. I mean, I know it's a while ago, written like 1950. There was a different time. You could say the N-word. And you sure could be racist, but I don't know if you really... I think Jack was a bit... well, kind of an example of how... But I don't really know, like, his views on women in general. You kind of feel... He was just so... He really loved men. And now I'm not talking about how he obviously was in love with some dudes too, but he really loved men, and I can't feel, and he loves women in a different way, in a disappointing way, because from what I've read about him talking about women, it's just the way he describes them. You notice how they're not his equal in his mind. In a way, they're kind of different species. Like, yeah, sure, older times, and it makes it even worse with, like, just how he writes about Mardu Fox. Oh, and like in my Cassie, that scene when he was like running with a competition, the track competition with a black guy, and he's just like talking about how he's like an animal from Africa and so fast like a jaguar, and it's just like, geez, he's a person. Just the whole 2 pages he was describing him was just like, you cannot write that today, there would be trouble. And even though he's in love with Mardu Fox, or Eileen Lee, I don't know how to pronounce her name. Let me just say Mardu, which I've never heard someone pronounce that either, but I feel like I'm pronouncing it right. I don't know. Mardu Fox is black and Cherokee, or at least Native American, and I mean, Jack Kerouac was really interested. Definitely, he was very interested in like Native Americans. He's talking about them a lot. Has a very romantic view of them. I mean, he has a romantic view of the whole everything, like the whole world, like everything he can describe in a very romantic way. It's just I don't know, like check yourself before you wreck yourself, Jack. You know. But he's a classic example of how just because you're dating a black girl doesn't mean you're not racist. It does not. So yeah, it's very. He loves men. He does. He loves men, platonically and romantically, and you can definitely feel how women is just. And I mean, that's one of the many reasons I'm not like the biggest fan of Jack Kerouac. I say this while I'm currently reading all of his books, but I think he's an interesting person, and well, I mean, he's cool, but he's also super lame, and I just like all of the others way more. But he's telling me about all of the others, which is why I'm like on the road, because it wasn't so much about him as it was about Neil Cassidy. But here it's all about him, and Mike Cassidy was all about him, and I'm like, no, I want to read about what your friends are doing, because they're the nice one, and I don't necessarily want to read about your romancing, because it's just like off-putting, and like the way he describes sexual intercourse is also just like, I mean, I don't know. Not a fan, but that's, well, the way all of them describe it, but that's kind of a huge deal of who they were. Slash being very prudish. That's the asexual life for you. Well, I think The Subterraneans was a good book, but I don't like Jack, and I still don't like him. He's an anti-hero, okay? He's I like how he writes as I mean, of course I do, because Neil taught him everything. I mean, with the John Anderson letter, and oh my god, I can't believe that. I mean, we might get to read that freaking letter in the whole length of it, 40,000 words, and like, because it was found. Okay, so backstory, if you don't know, Jack Kerouac's writing style was inspired by the John Anderson letter, which was the nickname they gave it, that Neil Cassidy wrote to Jack. A letter Neil wrote to Jack about like his life, and it was 40,000 words. It was just like hella long. And then Jack's like, what the fudge? This is so amazing. And he gave it to Alan, and Alan gave it to some sailor who they thought lost overboard, but then was found in 2014. So now it was like, oh my god, and it was like auctioned off, but then the families of the like Kerouacs and like Cassidy's are like, wait a minute, and I don't know what's going on with it right now. I mean, I just really hope, because 2014, that's only 4 years ago, so maybe we'll get to read the whole thing very soon, and that is so exciting. And that was what also another thing that inspired Jack, because Neil also wrote to Jack. He said, or he said to Jack, a writer, what is it? What was it he said? He said something about like how you have to write. A writer has to write, if that's the order. A writer you have to write out of necessity, if that is the origin, it is like good or something. Said it, I don't remember it properly. I'm gonna remember that because that is literally like amazing quote, and I really understand it nowadays, because I gotta write, except that is I shouldn't have said that, because I can't write for shit. I am not gonna be a writer, but I love writing. I love keeping a diary. I've always loved keeping a diary, so now I'm just writing my diary. Because I kind of stopped writing a diary for like a year, but now I'm writing a diary again. Here I am explaining my embarrassment of revealing that I'm actually writing, but I'm not good at writing, as you're gonna hear, because I'm not good at talking. And well, I'm writing in my native language, so it's a bit better. But I just thought that was amazing advice. Amazing, and I really love that. And the whole page or the whole like paragraph or whatever, where Neil talked about how to write, and it was just like, oh my god, I love him so much. And so does Jack. Jack also loved him, and I mean everyone does. He's amazing. He's like the hero, the fool, the great fool, or something is it called? I don't know. He's so cool. I love Neil Cassidy so much, and I'm looking forward to reading Visions of Cody. Not his other books, because now I know, because he's called Cody Pomeroy in all his books, except this one where it's Leroy, and Dean Moriarty, of course, in On the Road. So I really like the naming. Leo Persipede. Is that Leo after Leon, Neil's middle name? Have you heard that? I don't like that one, but Sal Paradise, very good name. And then he was Gene, or Jack Dulos. I don't know how to say it, but I like the name. I mean, T-Gene. Gene is the French name. That's real, and Jack. Duluos. Is that a French name? I can't pronounce it. But I love the names. Very good at naming. They all have really good real names too. I mean, Jack Kerouac, very good name. Allen Ginsberg also, pretty good name. I mean, maybe it's not that good because I think Ginsberg is kind of a common name, but in some places, but for me it's not common. I mean, I kind of know it's common because I hear it other places, but I've never met someone named Ginsberg. I just have informed that it's common. Lucian Carr, that's a great name too. Great name. Gregory Corso, also a very great name. Burroughs, pretty great name too. Who else? Hal Chase. But I don't care about the other people. I care about I only care about these. I gotta move to the outer circle soon, but for now I'm just concentrating on the core of the beats, and then maybe I'll move on. Ken Casey, he doesn't count. I just care about him because he was friends with Neil. I don't actually care about the big convention. I just care about everything around Neil Cassidy because he's just like the most fascinating person, I think. And I'm gonna end this video now, and I think my lunch is ready. I hope it's ready, and I hope it's not burnt, but I don't think it. Maybe my lunch is burnt, but I'm not gonna eat the crab because I think it smells really weird, and I think I might die if I eat the crab. So I'm eating something else that's probably also past the date, but I think it's safe to eat. I don't know. And also, and then I'm gonna go to the library, and then I'm gonna meet some friends maybe this evening, but first I'm gonna go to the library, and then I'm gonna go to a bookstore and ask if they have visions of Cody, because I love him. I love Cody Pomeroy, Neil Cassidy. So I'm gonna read that, and if I can't get a hold of it, I'm just gonna have to order it, and then I have to read the Dharmavams first. I could read something else that's not Kerouac, but I'm on such a good roll right now. I should just continue reading Kerouac. And okay, I'm done. And if I do this, will it let me? I don't know. Whatever.